What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Backline Podcast. I am Chief Redbeard, and as always, I will be joined alongside my very good friend and co-host, Nico, in just a few moments. This is episode 27, another one down in the books, another fun one, as I'm always going to say, because we're having a lot of fun, guys. So basically, we go over quite a bit. We go over the album from Time, the Valuator, and I think you will find that we have some interesting notes on that. That was a wild one there. So talked about that. We get our next album set. We go over some new gear as always. I had some pretty cool stuff to talk about this time, so that was fun. And then, some more video game news. We talk a little bit about the PlayStation 5, maybe some old stuff that we're into, what we're playing now. And then some current pop culture, if you will, references are made all throughout the episode. So just getting set. We are getting close at this point. We are either already there, or it's next week, or it already happened, whatever the case may be. By the time this episode comes out, we talk a little bit about Nico's bachelor party that's coming up. Our boy is getting married, so that's fun. So you'll probably be hearing about that over the next couple of episodes. So we apologize if you're not into that kind of thing. Other than that, this is another good episode, guys. Another good episode. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. I want to thank everybody that has shared, commented, liked any of our stuff. As of the filming of this episode, I don't think we've declared the winner of the wrap-off. But this week we have been getting quite a few comments, so I want to thank everybody from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for doing that. All the interaction on the channel really, really does help. And if you guys could just keep it up every week, just drop a comment down there, give us a like. If you aren't subscribed and hit the bell notification so when you know all my new gear reviews come out and when the new podcasts come out, because they come out weekly at 6 a.m. every Wednesday. All right, guys. Also on all streaming platforms for the podcast. So if you guys want to listen to it on the way to work or while you're just jogging around, whatever the case may be, if you're a fan of listening, you'll find it on your favorite podcast platform. And if it is not there, please let us know. Again, put the little comment down below. Guys, let's get into the episode. Enjoy the rest of the show and enjoy your week. All right. So, what I was saying earlier is I booked my flight, and that flight is to your bachelor party.
Tight.
I am not driving that because
No fun, right?
it's a little far. I think a road trip would be fucking tight and be probably peaceful, hopefully, depending on traffic, shit like that. But that's 2 days. So the problem is the following week I go to Maine. So I'm already like going to be negative in hours for work and shit like that. So I don't want to run into the issue of like, oh, tight. I have no time. I got to spend a day and a half with everybody here. So the plan is Wade and I, which kind of sucks because he told me that he had a credit. So Lauren had a credit with Southwest because she was also supposed to go to Nashville for Ashley's bachelorette. And then Wade had a credit for, I think, Iowa or something like that. So he had an ample credit. Now, I think he was explaining he had enough to get both of us a flight. But I didn't know how he wanted to work that, if he wanted to get paid back, any of that. And I'm just like, that's fine, but like, I don't really have it right now. Obviously, we're a little different here. I got a couple new cameras, like
2, 3.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you got to point to 3. My bad.
3.
3. Okay, cool.
So I didn't want to have to owe him, but I was like, hey, who's your credit with? And he's like, it's Expedia or some shit. I was like, well, I've got credit with Southwest. Can you do Southwest? He said, I can do any airline. I booked the flight. He can't do Southwest. I'm like,
perfect.
You motherfucker. So
Perfect.
the plan is we're both going to try to fly out Thursday night. And then either Uber or have one of you guys come pick us up. And then if anybody's sober, we'll probably have to Uber.
How far is the airport from the place?
I think I mapped it out when Jake gave me the address. I think it's like 15, 20 minutes. It's
That's
not
pretty decent then.
Yeah, it's not
All right.
bad. So we could definitely Uber. Even if it's a half hour, we can Uber.
I'll just charge half of Uber's rate.
Right. Well, you should be drunk.
You know, I didn't know this. I feel like I might have told you. I didn't know The Bachelor isn't supposed to pay for anything.
Correct.
Y'all's fucked, dude. Lobster, filet mignon,
Filet mignon,
chocolate strawberries. That's in my rider. So when I pull up and I get there, that better be in my room. Or I'm hijacking Chris's truck. I'm hitting him over the head with a crowbar and I'm out because I'm the princess.
But yeah, so I think that's gonna be a good time. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm happy I got the flight. And yeah, then I'll fly home Sunday morning.
Any surprises I should be aware of before I get there?
Not that I know of.
Okay, good.
Jake hasn't been extremely talkative. I'm assuming we'll get a little more talkative once we get a little closer.
Okay.
I mean, we're still about a month out as of like yesterday, so
And we're a month out from me moving right next door.
less than that, right?
I'm be throwing rocks at your windows from
Are
my
you
place.
doing October 1 or?
No, 17th of October.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. That's right. It's the weekend.
Yep, prorate that bitch and throw my mattress in there. Good to go.
There we go.
I was just driving and it was like, bro, this fucking whatever 40 minutes just fucking blows. And like I was up in Laurel today and I was just working.
Oh my God.
Nah.
Oh, you work today?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh shit.
I took off because Saturday, Dave's wedding.
Yeah.
It was
okay.
like I might as well.
Good.
just
I didn't know
keep
if you were going to
getting
try
hours.
to work and then get off real quick and make it to the wedding.
No
kind of
way.
thing.
No way that would
be
have
a
worked
nightmare.
out. Fuck no.
Tight. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. We got a lot of work to do. I have an unboxing.
Yeah,
For
you
you.
mentioned that a second
Yeah.
ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
So this is not the box that this came in. This is actually what the new cameras came in, but
Oh, we got a prop box. We're reenacting it.
yeah, I already saw it. I was gonna do it together if Lauren was home, but I had to look at it to make sure it wasn't completely fucked. And you'll
Can
see.
I
Go
open
ahead.
it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
cool.
ahead. Get to it.
All right.
Come on now.
Uh-oh. Some sort of shirt of some sort.
Okay, box is done.
It says, hey, we got the TVP logo. Let's get it in that camera. Yeah, a little bit. You can see that. Okay, cool. And then we got that logo on the back.
Yep.
Good job, dude.
Yep,
Where'd
yep.
you? That's sick.
Rush order tees.
Rush
They're
order
expensive
tees.
as fuck.
Really?
I bought 3 shirts for almost $100.
God damn.
Yeah.
I thought custom ink was a fucking joke, man. That's
Yeah,
insane.
custom ink was even worse.
Yo,
and there was like a lot of these places I was looking, there's like a minimum order of 12. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah,
ordering 12 fucking
yeah.
shirts. I've got 3 people that watch this show. If people want shirts, they can custom order it right along with me. Give me the $30 per shirt and I'll order you a goddamn shirt.
Custom Ink sent me an email after, of course, I bought the shirt, and they were like, "Oh, masks are $10 each." And then you click on the link, they're like, "But you have to buy 600." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Okay,
yeah.
cool. No thanks,
Yeah.
I'm good." No, this is great.
Yeah, so I have one, you have one,
And these are my designs.
and they are your designs. Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
I didn't design this shit.
I
I
like
just
them.
put it on a fucking shirt.
They're not great designs. I'm pretty amateur with this shit, but I like it.
The front pocket one, it's definitely not on there right.
Right?
I didn't look at the other shirts, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, that's kind of cool.
It's
It's a little wavy.
It's a little wavy. It's a hair crooked, which makes me think there's children pressing these things, and they're just no quality control
Most
whatsoever.
likely not paying them shit because, $30 for the shirt.
Wow. And it feels good too.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like this.
That was one of the other reasons why it was a little more expensive. I ordered hopefully a nice shirt because I'm very specific. Like this is
Yeah.
why I order something. I don't own a diesel truck, but I order
I didn't
diesel
notice
power
that.
shirts because they're comfortable as fuck.
Oh, when you find that brand,
Yeah.
you
dude.
stick with the brand.
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out who the fuck they go through or
Yes.
what, because these shirts are extremely comfortable.
That's funny that you say that because I'm a big sock guy because I'm 7. But
Uh-huh.
I found these. I went to Men's Warehouse. They had a special on socks. It was like 3 for like $30 or something. And they're still the most comfortable socks. I've had them for like 3 years. And I've abused the shit out of them, but they're still extremely comfortable.
Yeah.
And they didn't shrink too much at all. And they're flexible. They probably the best fitting socks I've ever had in my life. And I went into the dark web trying to find where do these socks come from? And impossible. Like they don't want to release their source at all. These high quality socks are going,
man.
it's just not happening. So I feel like I'm going to have to like choke somebody out at the Men's Warehouse next time I go up there to get some info.
Yeah, I'm very specific, like, because I'm a little fat and, some shirts just fit me and I look halfway decent in them. So I'm like, and they're comfortable. They're soft. These things are
Yeah.
super soft and they're also like that kind of slim fit whatever.
Yeah. They
So
feel
it's
good.
not real baggy because I have to buy a bit of a bigger shirt because I've
Right.
got a gut. So it's not a dress on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I do that. It shrinks just enough. And then that's it. It doesn't shrink anymore. And it always fits me every time I put it on.
I bought some shirts, presumably from China, because it took 8 months to get them or something ridiculous. And love the graphic on it. Horrible fitting shirt. It's definitely like a size smaller than I ordered. And so the sleeves are just fucking, it looks like I'm wearing a
Oh my
baseball tee
God.
for some reason, but I'm a chick. And then like, yeah, it's just like Nip City. Like it's crazy. Like it's nips. You could see my hairs under that are on my
That's
belly and shit.
insane.
I'm like, what the fuck am I wearing? It's like you turn a piece of paper on its side and you cut that in half.
Wow.
And you're like, oh, this is the material.
Yeah, I mean, that's the issue with a lot of band shirts too, man. Band shirts are always complete shit, but
Yeah,
I get it
dude.
because they're also trying to turn a profit on their merch.
Yeah, dude.
Like even RJ, you know, Luca had shirts and I was like, yo, dude, these are sick ass fucking designs, but can you please find a way to get a better material?
Mhm.
And their last one wasn't too bad. The one that they did with their album release wasn't too bad, but for the most part, I have issues. I don't even buy band shirts anymore. I mean, there's no shows to go to, but
Because you never
I don't like
know.
buying them. They're either going to shrink way too much
Yeah.
and if they are nice, you know, they don't last. Like I've got shirts. I'm like, oh, this is great. Feels good. Feels like the kind of like. And then after one wash, I'm like, yeah, this thing's complete trash.
I think the best band shirt I bought was a Devil Wears Prada. It might have even been from Hot Topic or something. but
Possibly.
it
Those were
felt
decent
great.
shirts.
It fit
Yeah.
great. The decals stay. I had that thing for years and years.
Yeah.
And I don't think it shrunk like at all.
That's the other thing. Don't dry that. I imagine that.
Oh, this is for me?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
yours.
for you. Okay,
No.
cool. Tight. Are we supposed?
That's why I asked you your shirt size like a week ago.
Are we supposed to like exchange jerseys now? Like we're like playing basketball or soccer or something? How they do after the game?
Nope.
Okay, because I was gonna,
Coronavirus. You can't do that. They banned it.
they banned what?
Jersey
Trading
swapping.
jerseys?
Yep.
All right.
I don't know
That
about other
fucking
sports, but the
blows,
NFL
dude.
specifically said do not trade jerseys with other players because of coronavirus.
Fuck off. I'll get my little peasant assistant to go get the
Yeah.
jersey and he'll throw it immediately into the
Yeah.
wash. Don't tell me what, like, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that back logo, I'm worried about just like coming right off. So I would wash
I'm
it
not
and then
gonna-
hang dry the bitch
Yeah, you're
and
right.
go from there.
I don't even want to wear it though. Like, I like it. And plus it has
tight.
my face on it.
Well, I also kind of want to wash them and know to do that. So to see how they last. And then in the event that
Yeah, these are
we
like,
want to order
these are
some,
like beta tests.
then we know,
you
they're going to be good.
like this one I made,
Right.
beta tested this a long time ago. Still
Right.
don't know how I feel about it, but I like this a lot.
Because I'm digging the logo. I love the colors, but
Yeah,
it's too much.
What do you mean?
Like it, I don't know.
What do you mean it's too much?
I'm worried that this is going to like
Just
wear in some way that's just going to be miserable.
You can usually feel it, and if you could feel a lot of texture, I feel like it comes off. Rather than
A
you
lot of
feeling it
texture.
over here, and you feel
that's
like
not
it's
too bad.
but you feel the shirt. But when you have a decal that feels exactly the same as the shirt, you pretty much are good to go. From what I've
That's
noticed.
this isn't terrible. You could feel it.
Welcome
find
to
out.
welcome to the Shirt Line podcast. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, man, no problem. It's
Exciting.
large. That's what you said your size was, so
I'm gonna go masturbate with this later.
tight.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and get this fucking album review over with.
You're kind of showing your hand there, but all right, let's do it.
Yeah. So I chose the last album. If you're unfamiliar with last week's episode, this one is I gotta look at the text I sent you today because I've already forgotten. Time the Valuator.
Rolls off the tongue, man.
And not at all.
Horrible.
And for those of you who are wondering, yes, that is a real word. I did look it up because to me, I thought it would be like evaluator or something like that, but valuator is a word. It is a person who does a valuation, which I also, again, thought evaluation, but it is the same thing.
Yes or no question, real quick. Did you look up the meaning of the name at all?
I did not.
Me either. I was hoping you would
Damn it.
because I was trying to think. Anyway, I don't want to get into. I want you to go off a little bit.
Well, let's. My thoughts. If you're going to do time, the evaluator, the time is, it's a. I can't speak today. I guess it's like time is your valuator. Like your time is your time. I guess I don't know. Anyways, I picked this album because I heard 30 seconds of a song, and it was something that wasn't your typical Genty or prog that I've been hearing lately. And I thought it would be tight, and it was not. I hated every moment of it.
Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree with that. And I was actually, while I was listening to it, I'll let you get back into it. I was actually getting heated at you for picking this album for some reason.
I was mad at myself.
I was a little upset
I was so mad.
for about 55 minutes.
I had to turn it off halfway through and go listen to something I enjoy.
I had to stop it too.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time I had to fucking stop it.
I had to. I couldn't do it.
And
I paused. I walked away. I came back and listened to something else because I kept wanting to hear something else.
Yeah.
I really, before I kind of get into it, I really wish I would have chose Under Oath's album like I had talked about, but I chose this because it was something new. And then I realized it's not something new. It's repeated garbage. The entire album was the same song over and over and over again, in my opinion. There were 2 songs that were good. One, I believe, was called The Fugitive, and one was the first part of the album. So the album, let me look up real quick. The album is called How Fleeting, How Fragile. So they have these really weird like names.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
How Fleeting, I believe, was a decent song. And then something called like Fugitive or The Fugitive. I think it's on here. Fugitive, just Fugitive. It got a little heavy and it was a nice break from the first 2 boring ass songs. I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. But there is a band out there called Hardest, who when I first heard them, their vocalist sounded, I thought he was Spencer from Periphery.
Yeah.
He had a different voice, but I was like, okay, it's a different band. Spencer's trying something else. So I look him up. I was like, oh, it's not Spencer. This guy sounded just like the guy from Hardest. And then the mix was shit. It sounded better in mono. I ended up turning it to mono because in stereo, it was awful. This is probably why their last album came out in 2018. They're probably not a band anymore because that sucked.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most, I was almost falling asleep. Like I didn't get much sleep last night to begin with, but I'm like, listening to it while working. I'm just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. So I had to stop it. I came back. I was hoping for a better second half of the album. Not happening at all. It actually got worse as the album went on. There's a couple slow piano songs like the outro and like a couple songs before that, I believe. Terrible. I mean, it was so boring. There was some cool guitar parts.
Mm-hmm.
And a second to last song or something like that. There was some cool stuff. I was like, all right, why couldn't you do this a whole album? And it was just boring. It was terrible. My apologies. Take it away.
I do not accept your apology because I'll never get those 55 minutes back of this fucking shit.
That's the other thing. 55 minutes of bullshit.
It's almost like there's a couple analogies. It's like, when there's a trendy product out there, AirPods, for example, and then you'll see like a week later after it's been popping off and they're just making millions of dollars, you see all these other products that look exactly the same, but they have a weird different name, but they're playing off of the original name. And they're always from foreign markets and they're always using shitty, parts. It's a horrible product, but it's half the price. It kind of looks like it. This is what I felt like I was listening to. I don't want to say their name, but I'll say it because I'm tired of fucking saying it. Periphery Light, Diet Vanilla Periphery, bro. It was lemonade, diet vanilla periffs. It was like it was like an AI unit listened to like hours and hours of genty progressive shit and then was like, okay, we just need this tone, we need these drum samples, we need this structure, and then take out any soul, any creativity, anything that'll make it kind of stand out from any of these other bands that are all kind of doing the same thing. It's a mid-caliber band that are trying to emulate other bands. They have no new ideas. Nothing was different about it. It was very open chords and shit. Everything was so open and the rhythms were so boring. Like I was waiting for like something to kick. I was like that kid in the mosh pit that before he thinks a breakdown's going to come. And so he's kind of pacing, like getting a rhythm, ready to throw down and do his weird little hand spins. And then it never comes. 55 minutes of in the mosh pit waiting for a fucking anything to kick in. And it never kicked in. It just sat idle, fucking piece of shit like my car, 3-cylinder Mirage, garbage, worthless. Get you from A to B. It's music. It's not fun. It's not interesting. It's not different. It's just watered down. All right, you tried, man. And technically you wrote an album and it's technically good on the ears because you spent I could tell, a shitload of time or a shitload of money investing into mastering and mixing. There is nothing to this though. No. There's nothing to this. And it's upsetting.
There's no substance to it. It's just not good.
And I hate ragging on shit like this. And I was thinking about it. I was like, why am I so flustered by this?
Right.
And it's because of I'll speak for myself, I guess. I'm numb. I'm jaded. I'm washed up. I'm tired of all this shit. I'm kind of a snippy bitch, and you're giving me subpar music.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to emulate good bands
Right.
that actually have creativity and try to stand out enough to where it's not annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
And that name is the most pretentious shit I've ever heard in my life. What is it? I don't even know what it is. I've said it like a dozen times in my car because I was trying to get it to seep into my stupid brain. What is it called? What is
Time the Valuator.
That is so Oh man.
It reminds me of
frustrating.
like the early the 2005s or 2010s when people were doing like I the Breather or I the Awakened or whatever these weird bullshit names that people were doing for a while.
It's just woo woo, you know, it's like woo woo and trying to pretend to be like up here on an existential level. And they're just, it's like buying a shirt at Hot Topic. It's
you
like,
got to write
you're
that
not
music
that,
to back that up though.
There's
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like it's not, I hate shitting on albums. We've talked about that. We're going to try to at least, our last band, probably the last one ever. We're going to try to, hopefully not, but it's probably it. Right. And we're going to try to record that shit and hopefully it sounds good. But I'm not making music, so I can't really talk too much shit, but I know where I stand. I know that I'm not extremely talented. Mm-hmm. I know there are strengths that I have, and I know there are weaknesses that I have.
Yes, you do have weaknesses.
I have a lot of weaknesses.
Yes, you do. I agree.
Right. So, but at the same time, I also know when something sounds good. And whether or not people want to agree with me because of my Boys and Men comments, that's one group. I'm sorry, but there are other things that I agree with a lot of people on, but I feel like I have an ear for good shit, and this is not it. That was not it.
You can tell when something we've been listening to this music for so long. You can tell when something stands out above all the rest of the people who are just copying each other.
Right. But that goes back to what I was saying before, is this style of music, is it dead? Like is metal as a whole dead? Because there's, what can you do now?
But then again,
and I have to cycle back to old bands.
No, if we're like 16, we're in heaven because there's so much access to so much music.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's just our time. The timing for us is not good because we've been listening to it for so long that we could see bullshit out like immediately. Yeah. Immediately. If I had heard this band when I was 16, as impressionable as I was, I would probably be on their nuts. So I'm like, this drummer's sick. Sure. But then you just don't have the exposure of the big sample size and then kind of later on, like, oh, this is high caliber. Yeah. Not this shit that I used to listen to, which there's just an endless amount of bands that I used to listen to that I used to think were the shit. And then I would just blow past them. As Blood Runs Black. Remember that band?
Yep.
I put them on a
Wade tried out for them.
I feel like everybody with a MySpace tried out for As Blood Runs Black because they were having that competition because whatever, their vocalists, they couldn't keep it together, but they were a decent band, but they reminded me a lot of this. I the Breather reminds me a lot of this for that era in like 2010 or whatever. And it's just like they good stuff, decent, but not great. They never hit. For me, with this kind of stuff where it's just a shitload, it's an immense amount of track layering, guitars, and maybe like some sort of tonal drones or whatever was going on with this. Yeah, it was a rough one, and I don't appreciate it, Billy.
It was very rough. What do you got for us? I hope you can take it home for this one because that was fucking miserable.
Are you familiar with Mike Alt? Ault?
No.
Okay. He famously, as most people know, did the first edition. I believe it was the first edition when it first came out of the Rocket League soundtrack. Okay. So he did that. It's a mixture of like pop and like EDM and stuff, kind of like hype music. Either way, I've never listened to the full thing, but I recently hit Grand Champion in Rocket League. You're familiar?
Sure.
It's just above Diamond, just a tiny bit above Diamond, just a little, just like Elite. That much bigger than Diamond. And that basically I beat the game, best ever. So I'm going to probably have to stop playing soon.
You're going to have to retire, dude.
Yeah. So in honor of me being the greatest, we're going to listen to Mike Alt. And just look up Mike Alt Rocket League soundtrack. It's like I think it's like 10 or 11 songs, but it's
so he wrote the entire first soundtrack, is what you're saying.
Mike Alt along with Hollywood Principal. I'll send you the playlist, no big deal. Yeah, he wrote the Rocket League soundtrack, and I've been playing that game for a long time, and that just plays in the background. So like naturally, anytime I hear one of those songs, it kind of stands out. But I've never tried to listen to it as an album. What
is my favorite song?
What is that?
Galaxies? Is that the one that I like?
Oh, that was later.
Okay.
This guy did the first run of songs, but I love Rocket League so much because they're one of the only games that just constantly adds new songs to their playlist.
Well, they pull it from Spotify
that.
too. It's so fucking smart. Why wouldn't more companies do that? Like
It's
we
genius.
all have high speed internet at this point.
Yeah.
If you don't, then that's on you.
Yeah.
Right. But pull it, and it's great. And now, to be fair, when I've played, they've played through quite a bit of the same rotation, but I've enjoyed every single one, you know? And there's occasionally, I think you can also switch, right?
Yeah, you can skip.
You can select kind of, you know, So pretty fucking tight. All right, Mike Alt, you'll have to remind me of that.
I'll send you the playlist
that'll
on
work.
Spotify.
Let me see. I've got some things, you know, as usual.
While you pull those up, have you listened to, this is going to come out weeks later, but at the time it's somewhat relevant. So bear with us. I'm sure there's an opinion somewhere to be said. Wet Ass. Have you heard that song?
Yes, we talked about it.
Did we talk about it on the podcast?
We skimmed over like real quick.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I said something about it and you're like, what is that? But I can't remember. Dude, it was like 3 or 4 episodes ago.
Sorry if we're repeating ourselves, but I just actually listened to like the song in its entirety while paying attention.
Right.
And I think I want to marry this broad.
Which one?
She is scary as fuck. I don't know. Who even sang CardiB?
Yeah, it's CardiB and the Stallion chick. I don't know.
What does she do? She's like a bird, right? What does she do?
Yeah, she does something like that, I guess.
Tends to be like cockatoo or something.
All I know is a Pepsi commercial from like 2 years ago or something when she first came out, or when I first heard of her. It was funny, but yeah.
This song is scary. She's like intimidating as fuck in this song. It's not like she's just like, I got the best ever, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, no, give me that, you fucking shithead. Like she's like very threatening and intimidating. And I think I love her.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Billy has no opinion on that song.
Not
dude.
at all.
Nothing.
I mean, I don't know. It created some kind of like, kind of some backlash, but it's against like, you know, boomers kind of thing.
Why?
But I don't care. Look, there's some hoes in this house and this wet ass. But I saw a picture. I wish I would have known that this was going to come up. I saw this picture. So right now, you know, there's like fires going on in like California or some shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, here's how we're going to take care of the California fires, right? It is a helicopter. It's all a cartoon drawing, but it's a helicopter with CardiB just hanging on like fucking Jordan, legs spread and everything, and just like gush coming out. I showed it to Lauren. Lauren's like, that's disgusting. And I'm like, this is fucking hilarious.
And she just has a megaphone. She's just singing the song.
Wet ass,
and then
she's
singing the song, and then all the ladies are now getting wet because it's just by proxy. It's like how, you know, women, if they're like rooming together, they go on the same cycle, like their cycles line up. It's going to be like that. She's in the megaphone spraying viscous amounts of whatever comes out down there. And then the ladies down below are also going to be, and then it's just going to flood. And then it's going to be a perfect aerial land assault to take out the fires. Should pitch that.
Bitch.
We should pitch that to the National Guard, whoever's kind of taking care of this right now.
You need to grab CardiB. She'll take care of this.
Yeah, Cardi Parrot B, dude.
That's fucking hilarious. So new piece of gear that's out. I actually, luckily, because I saw this a couple of days ago, I actually saw a couple of videos on it today. A company called Eventide has brought out a pedal called the Black Hole. It's just Black Hole. And it is a reverb pedal. So you create space, shit like that. A little bit of a delay effect. It's a pretty sick ass pedal. So there is this kind of freeze effect on it. And this is where I think the black hole part comes in, where if you hold the button, that reverb, to kind of like, whoa, 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 it'll just go on forever. So it's just like a, whoa, you know, kind of effect.
Yes.
You can capture that one and it'll just draw on as long as you got your foot down. Bless you.
Sorry, I did not do that in my arm. I'm sorry. Get all this part.
It will, it'll just go on for fucking ever.
Damn.
There are a ton of presets on here. You can set your own presets. The free function is by far the coolest part of it. So imagine a lot of these pedals and shit like that, and the new one that I got from Horizon Devices, these things come into play when you're doing like a live show and you wanted to create a cool effect and just have it fucking draw out. The rest of the band's taking their water break, doing whatever. And then you just get into a cool ass part. I think it's sick that companies are adding this in, something really cool. So 127 presets. I'm trying to find a price real quick.
That's what I was about to ask.
$279, which is relatively kind of cheap for a pedal like that.
But is that the only thing it does? Just the reverb holding?
Well, not just a hold.
Okay.
It's a reverb pedal, and it's actually a fairly big pedal. I'll post a picture on the thing, but you've got a mix knob, a gravity knob, a feedback, so kind of your delay.
Does that look big to you?
It's fairly big. It's about the size of that silver pedal that's on the shelf over there. It's going to be about like that,
okay.
but maybe a little more narrow and a little taller.
Okay, yeah.
It's a good size pedal, but I have found that the bigger the pedal it is, the better it's probably going to be. In some cases, sometimes it's just a cheap ass pedal that's just big for no fucking reason because it's shit.
Right.
But yeah, pretty fucking awesome.
Are you going to be doing a gear review on this, or is it not worthy of that? If I can get my hands on it, I will. I just got to get my hands on it. I'm not ready to invest $300 into something right now because I've got it all in the Kemper. I've got my kind of reverb delay that I bought just from Horizon Vices. I just got that, so I don't really need it. I've got another delay. I've got another reverb pedal. I've got another delay pedal, so I don't need it. But it would be tight to do one. I'm just curious because I haven't heard you buy a new piece of gear in about 2 weeks, and I'm a little like, "Are you okay, Billy?
You concerned?
Are you all right?
Buying other shit.
Is she beating you?
Nearly.
Right.
What would you think if you played a drum set that it was instead of made out of wood, like drum sets typically are, or even like the dumbass acrylic sets, it was made out of concrete? Would you enjoy that?
I don't really know what to think of that, to be honest.
Would you want to move that around from show to show?
Would I want to move a concrete drum set from show to show when the wooden ones are already a huge pain in the ass?
Yeah.
No, I'd probably buy it out of spite and throw it off a bridge.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
Guitar.
Oh, thank God it's not drums.
Luckily, it's not drums.
We're smarter than that. Jesus.
Guitar completely made out of concrete.
This reaching garbage.
It's heavy.
In more than one way, I guess. What the fuck, man? What are y'all doing? Are you trying to get me upset? I'm like, just get off work. I'm trying to decompress with this shit, man. You're killing me. Yeah, why?
The headline is pretty good. I kind of stole the heavy part. God. The guitar is built out of concrete, and the results are, well, heavy.
That dude's hilarious. Funniest guy at the office.
Why the fuck would you want to do that? Like, I wouldn't want to, like, guitars weigh anywhere between like 6 and 11 pounds, somewhere in between there.
And the heavier ones are heavy.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when it's dispersed, like, it's just,
and you have
heavy.
It hanging on
and
you.
And you're hanging, yeah. And
right? It kills your back, you know?
Dude, how much does that weigh? How do you not know that? Come on.
Yeah, I should have looked at that.
But it looks like a normal guitar for sure. We'll put the picture up.
19 pounds.
That is significantly higher.
Yeah, it's almost double. Double, in some cases, triple a normal guitar.
Yeah, and they're definitely rounding down. That bitch is 21 pounds. There's no way.
Well, it says weighed in at more than 19, so they definitely rounded down.
Is that hollowed concrete, you think? Or is it like all
So the mold looks like it could be, in some cases, hollow.
So there's certain pockets in there for reasons beyond my small brain. I don't know. That's dude, y'all are some shit. How much is this?
Oh, I don't think it's for sale. This is just a guy that made a fucking guitar. He may sell it. So it's a Strat-like guitar for those who don't know. I'll post a picture of it.
What a fucking
Guitar
loser.
World's doing its thing to me, so fuck them. Yeah, why the fuck would you do that?
He's bored as shit, apparently. He's got some concrete in his house.
Yeah.
I don't even have much to say about that. It sucks.
WAP in that house. There's no hose in that house.
I like that.
He's got way too much time on his hands.
I like that.
A company called, never heard of these guys actually. I just happened to come across this the other day. GuitarFetish.com releases super affordable Xavier Pro 500 electric guitars. So basically these are shaped.
You would be on this website.
In the iconic.
Hold on. I know this. I've been slowly learning shit. Okay. So this is a classic. Oh no, now I'm second guessing myself. This is obviously a Gibson. Tell me. Okay, cool.
Stop right there because you're about to.
I was about to say Telecaster, but I was like, no, it's the wider one that doesn't look like a girl.
Les Paul would be the body style of that.
Yeah, it's like a pair sort of.
Yeah. So apparently they're like $500.
Okay.
Which is super cheap. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. $269.
Wow,
which is extremely cheap. I thought it saw 500. Maybe it's in the name. So a standard Les Paul, like a decent Les Paul that you're going to buy if the quality control has gotten up to what people claim it is. The ones I've looked at a couple times are about $1,500. So we are at a fraction.
Shit, what the fuck?
$269. This may be something I may try to get my hands on if I can. I saw recently this company that was doing like a Tele style, and I think they had a Strat style. And it's this guy that used to be endorsed by a bigger company. I forget who it was, but basically he's got this through this like parts store. He's got his brand through this parts store. So basically their parts creating his guitar. And I saw a guy do a review on one, and it was something with an S, like scat or something like that.
Scat. Yeah. Scat porn.
But anyways, they were like $212. And the problem is you can't get one because people are like, for fucking $212, I'll just get one. Why not? If it sucks, if it's at least playable, it's worth the $212.
Right.
If it's better, I'm making out on top of this. Like, I stole this guitar. That's a steal. And the video I saw was like, not going to lie, this thing's fucking tight. The way the guy kind of described it, it was an equivalent of about $1,100 guitar, which is fine. That's American made, pretty much your low end American made Fenders.
So this isn't the first time we've seen basically like
we've seen a lot of brands
almost like
it.
Replicas, right? How are they? Have we figured out? Has anything leaked? Are they shitty quality? Are they just cutting out a middleman?
So most of them, most of what I've seen is you're going to have multiple piece bodies. So it's not a solid piece of wood. So you're piecing a couple different pieces of wood together that aren't necessarily matched. But once you put a paint job on it, as long as your top matches, if you want your top to go through, which some of these are, you can kind of see the flame and the maple there, and that's a quilted maple there. So as long as your top looks okay, the body could be just all kinds of different types of maple wood, and one because you're just going to paint over it.
But there's no way it's going to sound as good.
That's not necessarily true.
I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there.
It could sound just as good.
Really?
Now your higher quality, it's to me, it's a thought at that point. So my dad had a time, and if he was still into music, he would still be doing it. My dad's theory was, I'm going to buy the cheapest guitar out there. As long as I like it, as long as I like the way it looks, the way it feels, I'm going to buy it. Forget how it sounds because I'm just going to replace the electronics anyways. Typically in these guitars, the electronics are cheaper.
Okay.
They're cheaply made, instead of like, some of the pickups I buy, one brand, they're all handmade. Whereas these guitars are, they're in some shitty factory. Their focus on the guitar could give a shit less about the electronics. Because for $260, you're just going to replace that shit anyways. You're going to spend another $200 or so, replace all the pickups, and now you sound like any guitar out there.
Interesting.
Whatever you want. When you have the electronic shit, like the Fishman's or EMG type pickups, Brian's got the Fishman's in his guitar. With those, the wood is essentially, in a way, irrelevant. You can stick those pickups in anything.
Are you sure?
Because they're their own sound. Absolutely. Now, you can stick those in different guitars and hear different sounds to a certain extent, but those electronically charged pickups, there's a preamp in there, and that's what all your sound is. You can put it in fucking plastic. That's why the concrete guitar works. Because if you put the right pickups in there, you're still going to get a halfway decent sound out of it. To be fair, concrete is going to be awful, but like Josh Davis, for example, he ordered a guitar, and it is made out of some kind of plastic. But they are some of the most sought-after guitars right now in the world. They are stupid expensive. We're talking like above $2,000. Like they're up there. But everybody wants one, and he had to get one. Actually, his is shipping out tomorrow. Pretty exciting. I'm going to try to get that on the channel. But yeah, so they are, they're like some kind of plastic or like fake polymer I don't know. I don't know materials that well because I'm not a scientist or I don't pay attention to that, but it's not wood.
It's weakness.
It is a guitar. Yep. It is a guitar completely made out of anything but wood. I don't even think the fingerboard is wood on those, and I could be wrong on that. That may be the only wood part, but the neck, the body, the headstock, all that, none of it's wood as you would find on your typical guitar. So it's all about the pickups, how they are, what kind of guitar they can sit in. And in some cases, the wood's going to make a huge difference.
What are you doing? You do a gear review. Sorry, I just had a moment. You have a gear review, right? Doing your thing. Why the fuck aren't you buying something like this and try to test it out and see if it's really about it, if it's so cheap and it's accessible.
Well, that's what I was saying. On the one guitar company I looked at, that's why I have this up. I will look it up. If I can get my hands on one, I'm probably going to get my hands on one. The issue is if it's available. If it's not available, I can't get my hands on it.
Okay.
This is something cheap enough, and then I could turn around and sell it for $150 and somebody will buy it, you know?
Yeah.
I'll lose a little bit of money, but I basically rent it the guitar at that point.
Yeah, because I want to know.
Unless I like it, and then I'll keep it.
We keep seeing this trend, and I really want to know.
The Harley Benton stuff, that stuff's been out of stock. So that's the other brand that we talked about is Harley Benton. That's
Okay.
one that I actually know. That's separate from the other brand I was talking about. That stuff isn't available until like later this year, or the only issue with that, so it's $469, but then it's coming from overseas. So now I got to pay an import tax and shit like that on it. By the time it's all said and done, I could be looking at like $650, which is still really, really good for what you're getting. It's still incredible. It's still less than half of anything else in that section of the market. The problem is it's quite a bit of money to get something, you know, and ship it from overseas. Hope it arrives okay. I did hear one story since I talked about that one where they did get the guitar and it was kind of fucked up and they had to send it back and wait for another one to come in.
Well, that doesn't
So
sound
that's
like
the
a
scary
good
part.
start.
That's
yeah.
$650 is still quite a bit of money for something that may potentially come in fucked up that I got to wait another couple of months to get. And I've already paid for it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's overseas, it's dealing with the return, trying to get it back, and hoping that one shows up in good condition. So I don't know where this place is. It's called Guitar Fetish. I guess it sounds American.
Well, I want you to get one of these for sure. And then the worst case scenario, we just smash it with a hammer.
Yeah, or we can do a giveaway.
Well, yeah, I guess if anybody wants, you know what, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't know if this is going to sound good or bad. Speaking of good, have you heard about this contest with Jelly Belly? Yes or no?
No.
Jelly Belly is doing a giveaway for, not a giveaway. They're doing a golden ticket Willy Wonka situation, right?
Okay.
So basically, they're putting all these golden tickets into jelly bean fucking whatever packets, and if you get one of the golden ticket, no, there's one golden ticket. I gotta look up the rules again. Either way, they're doing a Willy Wonka thing, and if you get the golden ticket, they give you the key to one of their Jelly Belly manufacturing warehouses or whatever, with all the kids being enslaved and the Oompa Loompas.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to invest in Jelly Belly.
Tight.
And then,
I hate jelly beans.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Never was, never will be.
No, not any sort of jelly bean.
Nope. I've even tried the
Why?
Starburst ones. And
Why? Is it the
I'm not a big candy fan from the get-go. I'm not a big sweets. I'm not a big chocolate. None of that. I will eat it, but I have to be in a mood. It's this weird thing, like some kind of crazy person. But when I also eat it, I binge it. And then I'll eat so much of it makes me sick. And then I won't eat it for a long time. But
so
I'm not
so you love candy. You just said you love candy.
No, I'm not a big sweets fan. I'd never walk into a store and go, I can't wait to pick up Reese's, Snickers, jelly beans, Starburst. I never buy that shit ever.
Because you got to keep it out of the house. It's like a heroin addict. Like they don't love heroin.
Even if it's in the house, I probably
fix.
won't eat it.
You just said it's a binging
When
thing.
I do, I will eat a lot of it. So, for example, the one thing that I will eat and occasionally I will pick up, there's one thing, and that's white chocolate Reese's. Anything of their white chocolate line.
White chocolate? How are you?
I'm not.
You don't like regular Reese's?
I don't.
What the
Because I'm not the biggest peanut butter fan either.
Call yourself an American. You don't eat a Reese's cup.
I don't eat that. I don't eat a whole lot of sweets. Like somebody birthday parties, never eat the cake. Not once. So I can't stand cake.
I understand cake because that's a shitload of frosting.
Ice cream occasionally I'll eat that, but then I'll get sick, heartburn from the sugar. But yeah, I don't really eat sweets at all.
White chocolate Reese's. I can't even wrap. I've never even heard of that. God damn.
So they make like mini cups, regular cups.
I know what a Reese's is.
Well, in the white chocolate too.
Okay.
I don't because I don't fucking eat it. And then, you know, when the holiday, you know, pumpkins right now or whatever, get those. Like I got some the other day.
You're suspect, dude.
Actually, when I came from your house, we did the drum review.
I think it's red. That's for all my Among Us fans out there. Have you played that game yet?
I have not.
Fuck, get it.
I refuse.
$5. $5.
So
That's
apparently,
$5
let's talk about that real quick. So we might have to. So Lauren's friends,
Got to do it. It's fun.
a couple of her friends, apparently they are up till 1 a.m. every night
It's fun.
playing it.
They're good people.
I've seen it. I watched, I think I was doing an edit on one of our videos or audio or something, and I was actually streaming some friends playing it.
Mm-hmm. Watching the stream.
Watching their stream on Discord of them playing it, some of my coworkers. So, I mean, I've played a game similar on Jackbox, with the party pack kind of things.
Yeah.
And you try to figure out who it is. It was actually really funny watching the stream. Real quick, for those of you who are unfamiliar Among Us, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically a game where you got a bunch of people on like a ship. You're all, aliens, whatever. Basically, you're trying to find the imposter. 2 people, or I think you could set it however many
1,
people
2,
you
or
have playing.
3.
Right. So you have a 1, 2, or 3 people that aren't a part of your actual group. They're imposters, and they could go around and kill people, and you have to guess who it is. Because apparently you miss it. Because as I'm watching the stream, the guy's stream I'm watching, I watch a guy just go by and slash somebody.
Yep.
And he's like, I don't know who it is. It wasn't him.
Right.
He was not the imposter. I could see all his shit.
And there are rules to this. So basically, if you're the imposter, it shows you at the beginning of the game, you're the imposter. You can't say anything. And then you're supposed, if you're in a Discord with people with your microphones, you're supposed to mute yourself, no talking until a dead body is reported, which if you walk past a dead body, you hit report. Then you all talk, and you have a certain small amount of time to convince.
Because you have to sit, where was that? Where did this happen?
You have to convince everybody in the group now, who was it and why do you think that? And so it becomes like this fucking mind game that sociopaths and like politicians and like really crappy significant others completely flourish, right? So you find out who's a real lying piece of shit who can convince anybody of anything real quick. So it's just like this mind game because the imposter's pretending not to be the imposter. Everyone else is innocent. And they're like, everyone just ends up sounding exactly the same. So you just have to like hope you catch the imposter red-handed, like find him killing somebody or going in an event. And the whole time he's sabotaging you. And it's a mind fuck. And I've built true resentments to people in this game.
Yeah. So the issue, one of the issues I have, it's definitely stolen from the Jackbox game, but the Jackbox game is very similar. You also have these tasks to complete, and the imposter is going to have a different task than everybody else, right?
Fake tasks.
Like fake tasks.
Yeah.
So depending on those answers, and you can go check, all right, so-and-so answered this. Okay, this person's way off imposter. My guess, right?
You can lie about that, though.
And correct. And it was very similar, and the problem is some of the tasks are just fucking dumb.
They're really stupid.
Or if you get really good at it, like, people are going to easily be able to sniff you out. Like, sometimes in poker, I'm okay at bluffing, but I am not the best. But I can bluff. In games like that, for some reason, I'm just terrible at bluffing.
That was my problem. The first 2 or 3, because I'm not a piece of shit. The first 2 or 3 times, I just would kill somebody, and then they'd be like, it's so-and-so. And then they'd be like, so is it you? And I just start laughing because I can't, I can't pretend to like be upset because I am 100% the imposter.
And it's answers like that. So, the Jackbox, for example, there was a game where you have to like do a drawing, and everybody else is drawing snowmen, and you got to draw the sun. And it's like, easily, you're not a part of the group, right? You're the imposter. And it's just like, you have to almost guess too. If you're trying to tell people that you're not it, you have to guess kind of what to answer on some of these tasks.
Yeah.
To make yourself not give yourself up right away. So I don't know.
I like it, but
it's $5 though. So it's like,
it's totally fucking worth it. And if you just never mind. Cause it's on mobile for free. Don't try that. Cause it's just like, it's all text and I don't like it. Ew. It's I can play with strangers, but then everyone's just using text. It's still fun if you want to just try the game, play it with between 5 or 10 friends. Then it gets crazy. Then it gets crazy as fuck.
Right.
That game's great, but it is definitely promoting line manipulating behavior. And I'm not really a fan of that because I try not to be that way. I think when I was younger, I was more like that. But then as you get older and maybe you grow up a little bit, you're like, it's too much work to just constantly be lying to everybody about every little thing for weird, nonsensical reasons. So it's just easier to just be yourself and be shitty, or be yourself and be decent. But for me, it's just small brain bullshit. So you should get it. $5.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll just vote you the imposter every fucking time.
Yeah.
It's Billy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Billy.
Yeah.
Oop, done.
But see, that's what, I mean, that's how I see it happening. Like, you just do it. Like, I'm watching the fucking stream and I'm like, fuck it, just vote this guy. You have to do that. And then like it's just a guessing game too. Sometimes like fuck it, I saw them fail so many times. Like
Yeah,
they would
it's-
send out the wrong people.
It's a whodunit. And I've had it so many times where I'm like, I know it's this guy. He's been like walking, he's been following me for some reason. I haven't seen him do tasks. And then everyone believes me and I believe myself. And then it ejects him and then it slowly says so-and-so was not the imposter. I was like,
Yeah.
and then everyone's like, it's him. He voted him off.
Right.
And then it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And they're short ass games. $5. Get it. Stupid. Let's
Yeah,
play.
we'll have to
We need a
figure
new game anyways, bro. What the fuck are we doing?
out. We have Halo still. We have
we
4
have-
games to get
How
through.
long has it been? We haven't even touched on that, bro.
Weeks. We didn't do shit last night.
Man, that campaign's becoming, I mean, there's a lot of campaigns, but it is becoming long as fuck. Well, no, because I worked because I've been working the past 2 Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So that's
See, I
throwing me
didn't know
off,
that.
but I should be good to go. Yeah, I worked today. So I should be good to go next week for sure. Those campaigns, god damn it.
Yeah.
They just take forever.
Well, we got plenty of time. Who knows when the next one will come out. Sony had their big thing today. I didn't catch really anything. It looks like there is going to be a black PlayStation 5.
Really?
Instead of just that white router looking thing, it's going to be the same router looking, but it's all black instead
router.
of white. So that's good. And the only thing I've heard so far is Final Fantasy 2000 or whatever it's going to be is exclusive. They're back to the exclusivity. It's going to be exclusive to PlayStation.
I thought it was
So-
always exclusive.
No, they've opened it up recently. You can get it on PC, on some of the remakes at least. You can get, there's some that the remakes you can get on PC or Xbox, and then there were some, the new ones that weren't even remakes, they would bring out and launch it all consoles. But I can't remember how many it was. I never was into Final Fantasy, so I don't know. But yeah.
I was just playing the tutorial to remember that. What was the PlayStation 1 game? Drive or Driver? One of those two.
No fucking clue.
It had like a notoriously
Couldn't afford a PlayStation 1.
and
I had a PlayStation 2.
Well, I got it like 8 years after it came out because my dad found it on sale. And it was like it was like a notoriously difficult tutorial, and you couldn't even get into the campaign until you finished the tutorial.
Oh my
But they
God.
didn't game test it at all. So it was just impossible. Like no one could do it, especially children.
Yeah.
And it had those realistic, it got to the point where it had those realistic driving physics where there was drifting and momentum and inertia and stuff. And I would just be like, well, this is the game. And then I fail, start again. Like, this is a weird game. It didn't even say it was a tutorial. It was just like, yeah, do this, up, failed, start again. So fun. I'm waiting for, Driver 2 to come out.
The remake. See, that sounds familiar.
Driver, it was a
Thought it was-
very popular game back in the day. You were always like running from the cops and stuff. There wasn't a whole
Sounds
lot
like
of
Need for
substance.
Speed to me.
Ish. Yeah, definitely
Okay.
Need for Speed-ish, but I don't even think I played Need for Speed.
I've played a few of them. They were okay. All right,
All
so,
right, so
that-
Go ahead. Yeah, my bad.
that's going to do it for us
See you guys.
today. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about the new setup. We got camera 1, 2,
3.
3, 3, 2, 1. Right?
You said 3. 3, 2,
2, 1, 2, 3.
3. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, anyways, yep, we're still over 100 subscribers. We're about the same number as of the filming of this. So, if you could please share it, let people know about the show. We are going to try to do some new tactics, make it look a little better for you guys. We are also on Instagram. We haven't talked about that in a while.
We haven't been pushing the social medias because we're
Yeah.
still in our infancy with all of this. So
Get there, but if you're interested, it is at the Backline Pod. Typically, I try to post some of the new gear that I may get. I remind you when videos come out in case you didn't hit. In case you didn't. In case you didn't hit that bell notification, and yeah, so it'd be cool. Yeah, that's about all I got. I'm B Treadbeard.
I was going to say real quick before we sign out, just if there's something there's no way for us to get better besides these two small brains looking and editing at what we're doing.
Very small brain energy.
We get better from other people outside that aren't so close to your own project saying, maybe you should do this. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Telling us like, oh, this is all right. This is okay. This is good. Or not saying anything doesn't help us. If you don't want to help us, that's completely acceptable. I don't help anybody with anything ever unsolicited. But if somebody asks me for advice, I give it to them. I stay out of it. And now I'm asking, what are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? I don't want to second guess myself, but I know ideas from the outside always help. Always.
Absolutely.
Why do you think every single YouTuber goes to their own Reddit for content?
Right.
Hello, because it works.
Yeah, I mean, if you got something for us, definitely let us know in the comments. If there's something you want us to talk about, if you, for some reason, value our opinion, which if you're watching this, you
That's a bad
value it in
idea.
some way.
It's a bad idea.
Just don't be time the valuator, not the evaluator, the valuator. Just don't be them, and you might be all right. But just comment down below. I get notifications to my phone, my iPad, and on my computer every time somebody likes or comments. So all you gotta do is comment. Let us know what's up. We'll be able to do those. I'll copy and paste them, and we'll talk about them.
We'll just ban you.
Yeah.
We don't take criticism. We take no shit from the haters.
Let us know what you want to see, what you want to hear about. And it helps us too when you're doing that. So if you want more, help us grow so we can continue doing this, continue to get out there. We still have our one Patreon member, Tony. If you missed that, he was our special guest last week, so that was fun.
He gives us $20,000 a month.
It's insane. It's insane.
We don't even have a package that big. He just gives it to us. It's insane.
No.
Yeah.
But cool. Anyways, I'm out. Thank you guys so much. Have a great fucking week.
Wet ass.
Wet ass.
There's some holes up in
Bye.